The moment I realized my daughter was afraid of her own husband, I understood something that made my stomach drop. This wasn't a bad phase. This wasn't stress. This was control, and it had been happening right under my nose. Come home tonight, just you and Lily. We stood on a crowded subway platform, packed tight with strangers who had no idea my family was falling apart in real time. My daughter Emily looked at me like she was waiting for instructions on how to survive. Her 5-year-old daughter clung to her coat, eyes down, shoes clearly borrowed from someone else. "I can't," she said. "Ryan will find out." The way she said his name told me everything. Not anger. Not frustration. Fear. He won't do anything. Trust me. She hesitated for a long second, then nodded. I watched them disappear into the evening crowd, and something inside me hardened. Not panic. Resolve. I pulled out my phone. I had 3 calls to make. The BMW I bought Emily for her birthday wasn't parked at their home. It sat in her mother-in-law's driveway. That detail mattered. I'd driven past that house twice that week. Same lights, same routine, same silence. Patterns don't lie. Emily had been married 4 years. 4 years of excuses, stress, new motherhood. I told myself she was just tired, that she'd grown independent, that she didn't need her father anymore. But when I touched her shoulder on that platform and she flinched, I finally understood the truth. Someone had trained my daughter to be afraid. The apartment I bought, outright put in her name alone, was being transferred to Ryan's family for tax reasons. That's what she told me when I accidentally saw the paperwork a month earlier. I believed her. That night, I didn't sleep. I worked. Property records, bank statements, corporate filings, marriage documents I'd never been asked to sign because modern couples keep finances private. My lawyer arrived at dawn. "This is financial abuse," she said. "Possibly criminal coercion. Proving threats without recordings or messages will be—" "I don't need a courtroom," I cut in. "I need leverage." "What are you planning, Mark?" "Justice." By noon, the picture was clear. Ryan's mother owned 4 properties bought with cash that didn't match her declared income. Ryan himself had a pattern: wealthy girlfriends, quick marriages, sudden separations. Each one walked away confused, ashamed, quiet. This wasn't a marriage. It was a system. And my daughter was the most profitable target yet. That realization made my hands shake. I forced them still. Emotion could wait. Emily came that evening. Lily fell asleep on my couch within minutes, too fast, too deep. No child sleeps like that unless they're exhausted beyond words. In her sleep, Lily shifted and whispered, "Daddy." Emily froze. I felt something snap inside my chest. No 5-year-old should sound afraid when she says that word. "They take everything," Emily said. "My paycheck goes straight into their account. Ryan says it's my duty as a wife." She swallowed hard. "His mom says I should be grateful they even let me work. If I don't sign over the apartment by Friday, they said they'll make sure I never see Lily again. They said they'd report me as unfit. Or hurt you." Her voice broke. "Make it look like an accident." I set my cup down carefully. "Did they put that in writing?" "No," she whispered. "No," I said, "but they are predictable." That morning, before I made any threats, I placed one quiet call. Not to scare them, to make sure that when I spoke, it would matter. Then I called Ryan myself. "Your wife and daughter are here. If you want to talk, come alone." He didn't. He arrived with his mother. They stood in my study like they owned the place. "You're interfering in family matters," she said. I opened the folder. Then explain how you bought 4 properties on $60,000 a year. Silence. I slid the documents across the desk. Fraud, tax evasion, statements from women who finally realized they weren't alone. Here's what happens now. You return every dollar, transfer the car back today, sign the divorce, and disappear from our lives. I leaned closer. Or I hand this to the authorities and let them dismantle you piece by piece. They signed that afternoon. Emily stood beside me as they walked out with nothing. I should have told you sooner. You told me when you could. But I knew the truth. I hadn't just failed to protect her. I taught her that silence was safer than trust. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more.